Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Since Taco on the Street. Today we're talking to Caffeinated Lemur, another Twitch streamer and member of the Loading Ready Run fanstream community. In fact, he is the person in charge of that community's streaming calendar, on which you can find myself, HP Braincase, Lamb Mower, and Can't Wear Hats. Now, he is largely responsible for a lot of the people on that calendar having the chance to stream regularly, because without that calendar we wouldn't know when we could stream, how we're going to stream, who we're up against. And it's been a really, big boost of encouragement, not only for that, but also for me creating all the content that I create, including this series right here. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy Caffeinated Lemur.
Hi, I'm Caffeinated Lemur. We actually had real legs all along. They were inside our hearts and in our inventory. So everybody has legs now. I stream on Twitch TV/Caffeinated Lemur. I also archive and do special things on YouTube/Caffeinated Lemur. Probably most known in my community for helping organize the Loading Ready Run fan stream calendar, which helps people schedule streams on a kind of easy-to-use Google Calendar.
Oh. Hi, we're Loading Ready Run, and we're here to entertain you.
Loading Ready Run is a sketch comedy troupe out of Victoria, British Columbia, in Canada land, here in the Pacific Northwest. They have been going on for 11 years. Well, 12 years now, I think. Jeez, time flies. Anyway, they have been producing a massive amount of content. They put out about 40 hours of content a week on the internet, all of it quality. So they have a very welcoming community and a very safe community, which is a very nice place to be when you need a place to be.
Is the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, escape from reality.
So, Loading Ready Run is a little special to me. I had a medical condition. Basically, I had something I have to wear a med alert now. I was in the hospital a couple winters ago. And what got me through the rehab part of it was that there was a lot of really good content from Loading Ready Run. I had found them originally through PATV. That's where I found them. I didn't, so I'm kind of a later comer than some, but newer than, an older hand than others. Everybody's welcome, right? I think what I first became known for in the runners community was right after they started streaming more often and built the first real stream office. Early on that winter, I think January and February, they were really starting to complain of, the things that happen in a streaming office. You got lots of lights, lots of computers, tiny space. It gets hot. Victoria in the winter is not a warm place. And I was beginning to worry that by the time we hit June, July, and August, hot months here in the West Coast, that streaming office they would dread coming into it, and they were doing it for fun, so I didn't want it to be a place of dread. Also, dehydration is really a dangerous thing when you are distracted between a chat and a video game. You're not taking the time to hydrate and stuff unless you're beach. So I knew, and still do know, a couple people in various trades, various renovation and construction stuff. And so I have them put an ear to the ground, and I reach out to Graham and I said, listen, if I can find a portable air conditioner and I donate it, would you guys accept it? Because, that's kind of a big give. I didn't want them to feel awkward about accepting it. And he said, well, nobody's ever asked me that question before, but I think we'd be okay with it if you're okay with it. We found Honeywell, the Honeywell unit that is now kind of has its own chat commands and stuff. I forget if the chat command's disabled again, but basically Lurbot's wife, I think, is the current canon or something. I forget. But I found it.
He was like, boy, if you guys are hot now, how was it going to be like in the summer? And I'm really enjoying what you guys are doing, so I want to give you this. So he apparently got a great deal on this, and now Honeywell, as the chat room calls it, because it's the brand name, is one of our favorite pieces of equipment in the room.
And that's how my name kind of got first really noticed, was that, oh, this guy has been in chat a while, and he's the guy that they keep thanking for an air conditioner. And then I got into a thank you from Alex's stream for the Commodore Hustle.
Caffeinated Lemur has subscribed. Caffeinated Lemur, welcome to the channel.
Alex?
I started doing stand-up comedy many, many years ago, and I gave it up because I wasn't any good and I had the wrong kind of crazy for it. But it's an itch that's still, the itch to perform and to do the self-therapy of making fun of yourself in front of random strangers never really goes away. Missile-on-missile violence is happening now. So, you know, and I always like playing random video games. I've been playing video games a very long time. About, God, it's been over a year now. Almost a year and a half. A little while ago, there were a few people who were already streaming. You know, there was Lamor, there was Can't Wear Hats, there was UFO Krana. He was streaming a little bit. I was beginning to dabble in streaming, and one of the things I realized really quick was that nobody knew who was streaming in our group. So one, we didn't know when it was time to go watch somebody, unless you got the follower alert. So it was hard to plan around streams the way, you know, some of the other bigger names have a set schedule, or, you know, and one thing that Loading Ready Run has is they have that Google Calendar. So like when they add a stream, it shows up in the calendar and you know, oh, right, I can look forward to that in a couple days because that's something new. So what I figured was I can make a public calendar, and then we can, you know, always pull from Google's API to have it available to people to see, you know, which of the people in our community was streaming when. Also let us know when originally the idea was not to be overlapping each other so much, you know, because if there's only like 3 of us really streaming, it doesn't help if we were streaming at the same time because it was a very limited viewer base at the time. And my dream for it was to be a 24-hour content, which we're pretty much at now, which is beautiful. Just have the, you know, between Loading Ready Run and then all the fans of Loading Ready Run and then all the cool people that just kind of knew each other by using the calendar. If somebody just wanted to pop on at a random time and wanted to find something cool to watch, there would be something cool to watch. And that's kind of where we are today. And more people are starting to stream. And really, it's not that hard to stream. The software is really pretty intuitive to use for the most part until you start getting fancy with things like the green screen back here and other stuff. I started mostly to scratch the itch of performing and reaching out to people and having interaction. You also need to learn of eject. Why did you not eject? So when I first started the calendar, you know, Can't Wear Hats and I were streaming 4 or 5 days a week just to fill time. And then, you know, I started going down to 3 and then 2, and now I'm kind of 1 because of my schedule. And Can't Wear Hats is 3, and we got HP Brain Case, which is basically every day. And, you know, we got Sentasku, you know, you, which is every day. And, you know, we got a few others that are, you know, multiple days. But, you know, I take it kind of as a source of pride that there's enough people in the community that I don't have to stream every day to fill that calendar with pretty colors, that it does it by itself now. I don't have to go out of my way to fill these holes. The holes have been filled, and now they're kind of double filled and triple filled. So I'm actually really happy about that. All right, so Desert Buzz for Hope is a bunch of very talented, very creative people playing what was purposely created to be the worst video game ever for 7 days, give or take, depending on the money, to raise money for Child's Play, which is an organization that does a lot of good for children and families who have chronic or serious health problems and ways that traditional charities don't often think about. Child's Play has done a lot of good with getting board games and video games for people who are going to be in the hospital for months at a time, because being in a hospital sucks. But being able to play a really good game with a friend makes it suck less. And it's that kind of stuff. And obviously they do a lot more than that, but it's that kind of approach to making situations better, however we can make them better, that really, really strikes a chord for me.
All right, everybody ready? You don't have to start the dancing until it starts. Warmed up.
You may be in a place where that community you're finding is a little hostile, but know there are safe harbors out there, and great places and great people are there waiting to be there for you. So this has been Caffeinated Lemur. You can find me at Twitch TV/Caffeinated Lemur, YouTube/Caffeinated Lemur, or on Twitter at Caffeinated Lemur if you want to see my stuff and follow what I'm up to. Thanks so much.
Everybody sing! Dance on your balls, tap and sing a handbag, yours, only yours. Whoa, it's tickle dance pants, it's no lie. Lisa in the crowd said, net anyhow, it's caramel dancing. Just accept it. Listen to the song where you want it. From the heart. From the heart.
So that was Caffeinated Lemur. I hope you enjoyed listening to him talk. I know I enjoyed talking with him and learning a little bit more about the Loading Ready Run community and his place in it. I also hope that maybe his story might have inspired you to take up streaming yourself, or to organize your own playgroup into a more, sort of official style of streaming. And it is a fact that without him and his calendar, a lot of people who are streaming today in the Loading Ready Run fan community on that calendar that he was talking about, making it, full, wouldn't be streaming without his assistance, without him creating that calendar. I don't have anybody lined up for next week's episode, so there might not be one, but if you know or are someone who streams, works in the games industry, or has any other connection to video games as a whole, and would like to talk about, just sort of make a positive conversation, have a positive conversation about video games industry and the community of gaming as a whole, please let me know. You can contact me at finalshowfilms@gmail.com regarding anybody that you think should be on this, or that if you yourself would like to be on this. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned here and on at our website, finalshowfilms.com, for other projects in the future that may fill this slot, and for future episodes of this, if I get to do any. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.